The Nightingale and the Rose, a critical discussion, page 21. Suddenly she spread her brown wings for flight. Suddenly she spread her brown wings for flight and soared into the air. She spread her brown wings for flight, for flying, and soared, flew into. Soared means flew into the air. She passed through the groove. She went through the groove. The groove means collection of trees. Groove, collection of trees, like a shadow. Now you can see this simile. Like a shadow, and like a shadow, she sailed across the garden. Now, the same simile is repeated twice. Shadow. Shadow is not a material thing. You cannot touch or you cannot feel your shadow. Intangible. Now, what is the idea of this simile? The writer means that the nightingale is a subtle, S-U-B-T-L-E, subtle means soft, subtle character. Even nature does not feel her. She is quite agile. She can move quickly here and there. Agile character. That is why the writer uses this simile repeatedly, twice. A technique, repetition of the similes. She sailed across. Now you see sailed. That word sailed, like a boat, like a ship. She gracefully, beautifully flew through the garden, like a ship in the air. Okay. This is Nightingale's beauty in her flight. You know how when bird flies in the sky, they are so graceful. They are at ease. They enjoy freedom in the air. Their flying is quite attractive, beautiful. Right. This is that image Wilde creates here. Now, the nightingale begins his mission or search for a red rose, because she is going to help now the young student, because she thinks the young student is a true lover, and therefore she thinks she must help him because she personally admires true love and true lovers. Yes, there are people, persons, friends helping other lovers. You know that in practical situations. Some brokers are there to help other lovers. Yes. In the center of the grass plot. Now she first goes to the grass. Grass plot means grass bed. Standing beautiful. There is a beautiful rose. Now in the student garden, there are several rose trees of various colors. She goes to one of them to request a red rose. She flew over to it and lit upon. Lit means simply means seated, alighted, perched upon a spray. Spray means little branch, twig. Give me a red rose. Now she requests, kindly requests. She cried. Now you can see she is crying. Her heart is full of unhappy feelings, sorrowful feelings for the young student situation. This is Nightingale's empathetic nature. Empathy. What is empathy? Empathy. Empathy means you take someone else's sorrow as your sorrow. Anunge duka tamange karagani. That is empathy. Now the Nightingale is also crying. The young student is also crying. Both of them are crying for the same thing, same reason. Right? I will sing you my sweetest song. The Nightingale says, Rose tree, please give me a red rose. I will give you my music. Bartering things, giving, exchanging. Because the Nightingale has no money or no other valuable material. The only valuable thing she has is her talent. Right? Her natural talent. What is it? Singing, music. I will give you my music and please give me a red rose in return. But the tree shook its head. No, Nightingale, I am very sorry. The rose tree says, I am very sorry. My roses are white. Now, this is a white rose tree. The Nightingale's first attempt, first try, goes wrong, fails. She's disappointed, worried. Now, this is not even a red rose tree, a white rose tree. How white? As white as, you can see this simile, long simile. As white as the foam of the sea and whiter than the snow upon the mountain. They are all similes. Now, the rose tree explains the whiteness of his roses. They are like snow and like the sea foam, sea froth. But go to my brother who grows round the old sundial. There is my brother near the sundial. Sundial means a clock. A clock used to measure time in the ancient world. Used to measure time in the ancient world before the this 12-hour clock was invented. Sundial. According to the sun's traveling, going up and down, people used to measure time using the sundial. Search the internet and you can see pictures of the sundial, that old clock. Now, near that old clock, the white rose tree says, my brother is there. He will help you sometimes. Right? Now, the Nightingale's first attempt is disappointed, useless, but she does not give up. She does not give up her hope because she is very determined character. She is a determined character, full of determination, ambitious. She wants to find out a red rose somehow or other. Right? This is one good quality of the Nightingale's character. You have to learn it, copy it from her. Her determination, her courage. Right? Now she goes to the other rose tree. So the Nightingale flew over to the rose tree that was growing growing round the old sundial. Now, as directed by the white rose tree, the nightingale flies to the rose tree near the sundial. She makes the same request. Give me red rose. Repetition. The nightingale's words are repeated. This is a technique. Repetition. Many of poetic devices are used in this short story. That's why the short story's language is somewhat poetic. Sing-song manner, like a song. Use of repetition, similes, metaphors, symbols. There are so many techniques. But the tree shook its head. Now this rose tree also rejects Nightingale's request. Why? This is not a red rose tree. He says, my roses are yellow. I am a yellow rose tree. Therefore, Nightingale, I do not have red roses. I am yellow. Now her second attempt goes wrong. But she does not give up. Like Edison, Thomas Alva Edison, she keeps trying all the time until she becomes successful. Learn that quality. Don't give up things easily. Try hard. You will win someday. That is what the Nightingale teaches us. Do it until you win. Do it until you win. As yellow as the hair of the mermaid, the rose tree says, my dear Nightingale, I am yellow. My roses are like the hair of the mermaid. You know mermaid. Mermaid is a mythical creature living in the sea. Mermaid has a woman's body and a fish tail, half human, half animal. A sailor's belief. Now this mermaid, she has yellow hair. Yellow. The yellow rose tree says, my roses are as yellow as mermaid's hair. This mermaid is seated on amber throne. Her chair, throne means chair, seat is amber. Amber means also yellow. Everything is yellow. And yellower than the daffodil. Sometimes my roses are much more yellow than daffodil. Daffodil is a flower. Yellow daffodils. You don't find daffodil in Sri Lanka, right? Very beautiful and yellow. There are various types of colored daffodils. Yellow one is the famous. That blooms in the meadow. Daffodils that flowers, blooms, appears. Blooms means flower blooms, opens. In the meadow, meadow means grasslands. Before the mower comes, mower means grass cutter. Before the grass cutter comes, there are yellow daffodils. And my roses are like that. You see the long extended simile. With this side means cutter. We discussed farewell to barn and stack and tree, scythe. We'll no more work on scythe and rake. Right. Scythe means cutter. But go to my brother. Now, even this yellow rose tree is worried about the nightingale. Therefore, he helps. this nightingale. Go to my brother by the student's window, beneath means under the student's window. Perhaps he will give you what you want. There is one of my brothers near the student's window. Please go to him. He will help you sometimes. Now this nightingale, she goes to this rose tree too. And she requests, give me a red rose. I will sing you my sweetest song. She makes the same request again. But the tree shook its head. No, nightingale, I am very sorry. But fortunately, this rose tree is a red rose tree. At least the nightingale finds a red rose tree. She is successful in that way, halfway successful. My roses are red. This rose tree says, third one, remember, third rose tree, I am red. How red? As red as, you see the simile again, as red as the feet of a dove. Dove is a bird, like pigeon. Now this bird has red feet. My roses are like that. Like the color of the dove's feet. I am red, pure red. Sometimes I am redder than the coral flowers. You know coral. Fans of corals. Fans of coral means, you know, in the sea, there are coral flowers. They are of various colors. Corals. I am redder than those corals that wave and wave, wave and wave, going up and down. Wave and wave means in the ocean cavern, in the depth of the ocean. Ocean cavern means in the depth of the sea. Now, the rose tree says in a disappointed, sorrowful voice, please underline. Underline these words. But the winter has chilled my veins. Winter. Winter. Winter means nature. Some element of nature. You know, nature is not always good, benevolent. Nature is not always benevolent. Benevolent means good. Nature is sometimes malevolent. Malevolent means bad, wicked. Now, winter is nature's bad force. Bad force, bad element. Now, Rose Tree says, this terrible, wicked winter has chilled, frozen my veins, my blood vessels. Now I am half dead, nightingale, because my blood vessels, my blood is frozen by this winter. Frost, another natural element, frost. Frost. Winter, first one. Frost, the other one. Right? Frost. Frost means snow. The snow or ice has nipped, broken my buds, rose buds. Buds, rose buds. Snow has destroyed my rose buds, young children. And storm, another malevolent or bad feature of nature, storm. Storm has destroyed my branches, my hands and feet. You see, this is nature's destructive aspect. Nature sometimes helps us. Nature sometimes destroys us. You understand? Because nature renews itself through this process, renews, through this change in process. The winter, frost, and storm change things and give birth to new things. Therefore, I shall have no roses at all this year. The red rose tree says, sorry, nightingale, now I am half dead. Therefore, I cannot produce any red rose this year. Because winter has killed me, half killed me, destroyed my power. Nightingale is disappointed for the third time. What can she do now? She has no option now, but she must find a red rose for the student. That is an ambitious feeling. One red rose, all I want, cried the nightingale. Only one red rose. I want only one. Is there no way? Is there no way? Is there any method to create a red rose? I can get it. The nightingale pleads. Now the red rose tree is also kind-hearted. He feels sorry for the nightingale. Therefore, he too decides to help the nightingale on one condition. What is the condition? There is a way, the rose tree says. Yes, there is one way, the nightingale, but it's so terrible, it's very dangerous. I dare not tell you, I can't tell it to you. Tell it to me, the nightingale says. I'm not afraid. Right? The nightingale is brave-hearted. She has become brave. She has made brave because of her need. Her need is so great. The rose tree says, if you want a red rose, nightingale, if you want a red rose, you must build it out of music by moonlight underline and stain it with your own heart's blood. Right? Now you see, this is the way. What is the way? You must build it. Nightingale, you must create the rose tree with the help of your music. The nightingale has to sacrifice, give her music. One condition. That's not difficult. Right? No harmful. It's not harmful to give music. But the second condition is too dangerous, too harmful. What is the second condition? And stain it. Stain means color. You must color that red rose. Color that rose with your heart's blood. Heart's blood. Now, heart's blood means life. Life. Heart's blood means life. Now, what is the second condition? The nightingale has to give her life and music. That is the terrible way of creating a red rose. Serious sacrifice. Will you give your life for someone else? No, because we love our lives. We are very selfish for our lives. If somebody needs one of your critical organ like the kidney, brain, eyes, or heart, if somebody requests, please give me one of your two kidneys, no, you are reluctant to give. Please give me your hearts. Some people request, but you will never give your true heart because it is too dangerous. You will lose your life. But the nightingale, she agrees. You must sing to me your breast. Breast means chest. You must keep your chest against a thorn. What is thorn? A rose thorn. Needle. Rose needle. You know, rose trees have sharp needles. Tricky. Painful. The nightingale has to keep her chest or heart on the sharp rose thorn all night long, and she must keep singing. All night long you must sing to me, and the thorn must pierce your heart, pierce, go through, drill. Pierce means drill, go through your heart. And your lifeblood and your blood must come in, must come into my veins, into my heart, my vessels, and become mine. Right? That is the end of the nightingale's life. Now, what does the nightingale say? Death is a great price to pay for a red rose. Red rose is very simple thing. Now I have to pay for it with my life, death. A big price. I have to pay a big price for a red rose. Cried the nightingale. She cried. Life is dear to all. Everyone loves life. We all love life. It's pleasant to sit in the garden. It is happy, pleasant to sit in the garden and to watch the sun in his chariot of gold. The sun is personified as a god. Chariot of gold, golden cart. Now, what is the idea here? The sun's rising and setting. The sun's rising and setting. It is pleasant to see the sun rise and sun setting. The nightingale says that is life. And the moon in a chariot of pearl, pearl chariot, made of pearl. What is the idea? The moon's rising and setting. It is very pleasant to see the suns and moons rising and setting in nature. Sweet is the scent of hawthorn. Sweet. It is pleasant to feel the sweetness of hawthorn flowers. Hawthorn means flower. Scent. Scent means fragrance. It is pleasant to experience, feel the fragrance of hawthorn flower and bluebells. Bluebells are the flowers. They are sweet flowers. It is pleasant to feel the sweetness of these flowers. That is enjoying life and nature that hide in the valley. And the heather means the soft wings. It is pleasant to experience, feel the soft wings on the hill, cool winds. Underline. Yet, love is better than life. Finally, the nightingale comes to a decision. What is the decision? She says, My life is not as valuable as love. Love is the most valuable thing, better than life. And my heart is not as valuable as man's heart. What is the heart of a bird compared to the heart of a man? Man's heart is the most valuable heart, not the bird's heart. Therefore, I am not a valuable person. Human love and human hearts are the most valuable thing in this world. Therefore, I am ready to sacrifice my insignificant, simple life for great love of man's heart. Now she decides to do that sacrifice. No human being may think of such a sacrifice. It is selfless, unselfish sacrifice. In a way, that is nature's sacrifice. Now we know the nightingale symbolizes nature's benevolent aspects, nature's good side. Now this is nature's sacrifice for us. For us. Nature is selfless in her sacrifice, like the nightingale. Nature gives everything you want, but it takes very little back. It does not charge anything. You have water, air, food from nature without giving a single penny. That is nature's sacrifice. Right? Now, in this way, the nightingale decides to offer her life for the young student's red rose. Offer her life for the young student's red rose.